Lynch lives. It's December 27. So really last Saturday is December 25, also this year 2025. It's a Saturday, in fact, in Naples. Yes, anzi, this is the consecutive is fact mistake, but totally clear scantation. Generally, to smith. No, it's early after between late after 14 minutes. 7 to 14 Celsius, it means it's really cold like this period. Yes, fact cool it's classical GT uses for the winter period, so it's the for SQ. As we can see, fact channel for yes last Julius Retirus fact to really come for us with the words last summer. Some remember if they follow with me, think a boy. So actually also was press with the words the autumn. Now also for the winter, here for us with the words we enter it for the go to precise 14 and 16 and 3 or 4 and 3 p.m. in Italy, and absolutely come finché poi sono buono ci suppose di misura to essere che veramente so siete sentendo un purpose effective di percentuale ma io si aspettano per sparare tutto per me la linea di studente la voce for the spring for the spring and summer and winter and the autumn is for the spring so si soft for Sam le agiti for the uri once again agiti soft sono stati for the season to be sa casi cagiti sai cagiti lì se ti sumi o sta finendo sempre for the absolutely complete but no not really be because it's cold so obviously it's cold but this sentence absolutely incomplete everything to me is referred to me reflect yes in this video in particular in compliment thanks to a series of practice I do since some years practice the follow since some years to which I always start to fight the cold. In fact also in the winter period the winter weather was really I insert this comment in the comment section we check explain what are this practice so if you are interested if not today in the next few weather reports in the next few days I should insert this other comment which I will explain better these things but in fact per me forse più veramente difficile se quello veramente because yes non mi penso them at I think 19% difficult in general some for me also instead not as caso in general to see for sure something just for it's really beautiful at least seems like me some things in Gary di after think a temperature si sarebbe se just before fisicamente farente 14 Celsius questo sì ci vedi sto it's beautiful it's not visible still behind the bus and also the things related to sun in general shining particular cannot like she is the shining the first thing is the fact that now single is an extract so better the freedom from the zone and the classic one will sono sulle mie because I think it's be a bit of my non la sto passando sarebbe if someone remember if they follow the body so tu solo più bello lì o solo mia sta in fronte a te o solo mia sta in fronte a te sì sta in fronte a me sta in fronte a te scusa se c'è fatto non si sa continua fatto sulle se c'è che il chiamato la sequenza scenica in senso che the things fact as much as non sei bit sì che è impossibile beautiful dire che si scena che si adesso entriamo in serie video, c'è già parso, partem 2 months ago, hasta Saturday, October, so the fact that I read the for now let them sky for radar 2 hours and 30-35 minutes maximum more or less in comparison to Bologna, ma infatti no, ecco di fresh dullo, quella. So, sì, non è porting in frase on the fase mix, mi pensi sì, porting in last member one, magari things versus birthday member one, the third birthday particular, because the previous porting più che porting più che the benches fatto di per non distinguere basta c'è una previous to porting also things leader smette sì read one of my comments in comment section it should be the fourth perhaps it should be the point third of the first comment or the fourth comment so vabbè sì io read the comment section e non è finito dai siti quelli sì fornisce shot di read fornisce shot nel magnifico yes in flowers long flowers mix with new plants or if not surely better mi sono shot praticamente first part of the video which Perugia I'll show you the way to scatter from the window. Oh, also for this practice a shot similar to the shot in more than 3 years ago. The good tape perhaps also the first start to take a record even if the exact crisi sure the record in stili come immaginazione and so now you tell me one day should change it yes and this shot to stories the effect about from the recent creation of this but more this because the effects measure now we'll see the latest picture sentence yes and latest picture sentence are easy used for the routine so in case perhaps also for the first start to take la cara delle cortine if non si chiede non remember also in case I land or see for this new cortine sorry but repeat also in case an expression also in case the first time so as and is and is a little picture sentence is it is but also always better visible for me it's the inizio shot at this point is mitico leggero shot. As regarding the shoot, we don't use it, but not mistaken, not to use it, it's first last of October, but this is important because important is also this tourism. Okay, and I now see right little picture sentence use for the cortina of it because it's valid also for it, so repeat once again, but also always better visible for me, it's sensitivity here in this shot, at this point it's a mythical generation. E vai, Romani, perché non c'è che sono fatti PG. Credo di fare quello significa che mi viene scelto. Guarda, io tenuto piccolo, farò dicendo dei quarzi e se la chiede in tua ora. Non sono bene, mi si sta. Ho solo me self, non trovo lo scherzo. E finally, io non ho gratto breakfast. Bates, eat in general, also for us, come si ritmo for us, è molto importante fare vivo delle regole, ragazzi, se non è così. Tu sei stato un fucking breakfast, fentene si vede, stai solita, fentene partiamo, immaginate, scusi, essere, se che regole di serio, se non è tutti su straccio. Vuoi tu ripeti, vuoi tu dici, cosa si le regole, le tools sono menos. Era just roll, io vi just include 49 minutes. Mata, io praticamente dicevo, sì, mi si attenzione, io il suo dei forti non so mai so sei. E che fa, sono mosso, things are full, absolutely. So, just amazing, like a months with 1 year, I think, should be, yes. Okay, I lose the root in think like effect of X from a reason on Friday, but se mi dici ci viene di video, ma hai promesso che tu one day, se non è da check 3 serie presi di 3 c'è stato di sync, se stato shot, allora se sei inizio gioco, se tu mi batto questo ma siamo lo sono fuori sarà bisco, se mi fai il fatto per me come se bisco si è stato finché tu non avessi fatto questa portata, bisco se gioco ci per così. Ora comunque si dice chips, cioccolate chips. Fatto mistake rosso, fatto bisco se Lynch. But in particolare, nothing from the said, and this is talks about the milk factory shot, and it's the coffee doesn't speak short, in fact, that's my shot for the videos. I shot an if, yes, there was a money squeeze finished in the last, I think, 5-6 months, as soon as allo stesso conosci pesante video, se avete cercato su, ripeto, there was a money squeeze finished, now the answer is supported, I think it's, and then for 47, 48, 49 days, as soon as allo stesso conosci pesante video, se avete cercato su, so it's that, 130 but insert it once again in milk, so very good news. Un indice also the fact Nicola back versus West Bombs has been particularly if so che last video it's a joke because I talking about ma su maniera su proprio questo mi finito first time su that video and if insieme a also che toll Nicola back versus West mega bomb. Second thing is about CS if Rabio CS sta con the guys mi sa sempre questa position ma magari team select method cosa because altre feste peso position fornita dal BAM Italian yes ma cosa la gioia come andiamo giù because è super bravo. Sì, ora poi si fanno dare, perché non hanno ora tu che lebe, ma guarda sì. Ripeto, if it's not competitive, but because it's still behind the best, but I see the things better with the things for little, say just before for little, perché surely, because things that surely will be session climatica, su ben session, in sense, in fact it's impossible, and be very, perché to visit the session, perché si